to the Red Room. Today, we finally bring you Wretched Men, or Man, the Second Coming.
And that's why we are so manly behind us.
Uh,
That's what when we're taking steroids.
why? Yes, they're asking why am I? Why that's what's that supposed to be? That's me next year after I
Uh,
finally manage to get my diet
yeah, and myself
controlled.
when I take lots of steroids, and then I'll die after that of a heart attack. Um, okay, so Wretched Man. What is Wretched Man? Wretched Man is the second edition of Man, kind of. Um, it is a different version. The first game had its own rules, specific rules. The D12 system, its own system. Um, Now we are using our own system, Wretched, which is OSR.
So now man is going to be officially part of the Wretched universe.
Yes, a specific different part of the universe, like I would say, like kind of like Vigilantes, probably
Well,
even more.
and like bastards.
And yeah, and like Bastards, it's an alternative reality. It's not supposed to be connected to the others, but still, it will have some connection. And the rules will change a little bit more than the others, but it's still the same concept and the same kind of style, genre. Still Ratchet anyway, because but it's obviously it's more humorous, and the characters are supposed to be a little bit more powerful. And let's share the screen so we can show a bit of this. Okay, this is the
Or
new
all of
cover.
it,
Yeah,
as usual.
this is the new cover. It was made by a person, a human.
How dare you?
Yes.
You use the human.
It was paid, not it. He wasn't. He wasn't enslaved to
If
do
it
this.
was red, I was gonna say, was it painted with the blood of a human?
Well, why not? Maybe. I'm not going to talk about that.
Mhm.
Okay. This time I'm sharing credits with Dick Pound as an additional writer.
And I don't know if that people will believe that you're not Dick Pound.
Yeah,
Some
I
still
suppose.
exist.
I hope so. Uh, I think you will notice that the things that I have added aren't funny, unlike
Well,
the
because you're talking about you basically change rules.
yeah, mostly that. So most of this book is exactly the same thing as the first one. So if you are buying it, beware of that. This is not a new thing. There are some slight changes, even in terms of setting, but very small. Most of the changes are about rules. But if you are too lazy to do your own adaptation, well, you can buy this.
It's also going to be cheaper than the first version
Yeah, of
because
course.
now this is a wretched book and we are cheap.
Yeah, we are cheap. That's true. Okay, so what is changing and what isn't changing? The attributes will be the same as in the original Ratchet. I mean, in the original Man, but with the concept of OSR. So the attributes are now ruled with three six-sided dice, as usual, but there will be only three: brains, brawn, and balls, which are the original attributes for man.
So
Uh,
brains are brains. That's
yeah,
easy.
brains is the same thing. Muscle becomes brawn, which is basically the same thing. Wits becomes balls, which can be one of the meanings for wits, I guess. Agility now is brawn. Toughness now is brawn. Magnetism now is balls. And sex appeal could be balls or brains, depending if you are seducing someone based on on physicality or on your magnetic personality
But
or whatever.
but it's like the skills, right? They can be adjusted as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game
yeah,
master finds more appropriate.
yeah. Of course. So the important thing is that when you have to roll something, you have to remember that instead of six or seven attributes, there are only three. But in man, there were three other things, which were the needs, and they kind of they were kind of a scale like health points or hit points. And now that has changed. So hate, horniness, and hunger aren't a scale anymore. These aren't points that you lose and you or gain. These are now reflected as an alignment alternative, which we usually call worldview. It's not the sins. The sins and virtues, if you want to use virtues, in this case, I wouldn't recommend. You can still use the sins if you want to, but the worldview, which is slightly different, um, now becomes hate, horniness, and hunger. So there's a boon and a bane for each of these things. And you also have to hierarchize or which you prioritize. I mean,
Prioritize. Yes.
which you consider most important for your character. If your character is very lustful or very hungry or very hateful, you prioritize. And the first priority, you have a bigger boon, a +3 boon, but also a larger bane.
Okay.
The second is -2 or +2. And the third one is not that important, so +1, -1. There will be some specific occasions when these things are used in the rules. I replaced it when the rules asks for some kind of rule that involves hate, horniness, and hunger. I replaced it with these boons and baits. But the game master can also use them in other occasions. If your character is particularly horny, he will have problems and advantages depending on what he's doing. So I hope this will be a proper approach to this. And it's different, of course, because I don't think it would make as much sense because we still have health and hit points are a common thing. This is OSR, so I guess. Well, it was my choice. Now, if you remember, there were also boners. The boners
Of
were
course,
the
I
powers.
remember.
Yes, of course I remember. So you never had a boner, I guess, and you still are not going to have because you'll be the game master. Um, but boners are the powers that men have. Not just that one, that kind of boner, which is
I'm
normal.
sorry, I'm just laughing because are you mansplaining this to me?
Well, you never, as I said
Yeah,
before,
no,
you never had a boner,
no,
so
no, but I'm seeing you mansplaining the whole game. No, I'm
yeah, yeah.
joking. Carry on.
So the boners, as I said, are the powers, and they are still the same thing basically.
You removed some, right?
Now they are perks, a couple,
Mhm,
of things that the ones that were related to horniness and hunger,
mhm.
some were a bit strange, and it would be
Yeah, because
difficult.
that changed. Yeah.
Yeah, since that changed, but it's just a few that weren't really
Yeah, I think the guys can
easily
survive with
adaptable.
a couple of boners
Yeah,
less.
most of the bonus are kind of not really powerful, not really important. The most important ones are here still. So you have the
Most
bonus
boners
here.
are not.
Yeah. So the bonus that these are okay, about five pages of bonus. They replace the perks. Well, not exactly. You can still have perks, but the perks are not here. They aren't supposed to be here. They are in the core book. Uh, the drawbacks, on the other hand, they are kind of replaced. They change a little bit. The ones that are still used are here, and the meanings are slightly different. Are more manly now. So
Mhm.
some of the drawbacks, which are now called clusterfucks, disappeared because they were too lame for men.
They
Uh,
really ladylike.
no, not really like that. It was more like stuff that was, for example, law troubles. There's
Mhm.
not really law in
Yeah,
Haiti.
there's no law in
So
it. Yeah.
things that were just earthbound, I guess. So the other ones are here. There are still girly things, but they aren't recommended for men. But if you remember, you can play a woman here. You can play a wild woman. It's possible. So um, you can still have girly drawbacks or clusterfucks in this case. Another thing that we are using here is the optional wretched rules, the wretched pool and the rage rush and the exploding dice and the wild dice. they are recommended in this case because characters are supposed to be tougher in men. So they are recommended and they are here, and they have mostly the same kind of uh, approach as in men. There's one thing that is from the original rules of men, which are the dick moves, and I put it here because it's similar to the others. It's
I
a
like dick moves. I think you should have dick moves in Wretched.
yeah. Well, we kind of already have.
Yeah, I know we have.
The wretched pool is kind of similar, not exactly, but well, but yes, we could have a dick move as an optional
Special move.
special move. Yeah, but I'll probably have to adapt uh, to be a different kind of thing. But yeah, a dick move. This is from men. Diseases and poisons that are specific to the Hatia
Like the gay
setting.
disease.
Yeah, the gay disease and well, actually rabies is not, but anyway, we didn't have rabies in the core book. Units of measurement is the units of measurement used in Hatia. Hatia is the planet, of course, the
The
planet where this
woman.
takes place. The woman, the giant woman. Awarding experience isn't really different, but I use the same descriptors as in men, but the points are similar to what they would be given in Wretched. Not that different actually. The things that you get in the default way of playing men, Wretched. See, not that different. I'm confusing them already. The list of equipment includes some things that aren't in the Wretched core book. For example, women carriers and the women as cover and all that things, and a couple of
Nipples.
objects. Nipples, yes. This is not this is women actually. This is women are part of the equipment, so they are described in the equipment. Now it starts here a chapter on the denizens of Hatia. This woman here is Frigida. Frigida has an army of hot librarians. That's why there are two small librarians below her. So we have the Bumistani, the guys who explode. The butt pirates, the guys who will fuck you from behind. The crabs, they are crabs. The dick wolves, they aren't wolves, but they are dicks. The feminazi, I think that the name explains it. And all of these are the same thing they were before. The nobalazi, same thing, nothing changed. Medusa, women collectives, women catapults, women giants, trolls, the mothers of the trolls, dragons, the undead, which are several styles, ghouls, vampires, and skeletons, and zombies, and others that can be. And now it starts here the description of
Basically the same, right? You
yeah,
just
this part here is almost exactly the same thing. I corrected some typos that have survived, and probably there are still some typos. I added a few tables of
typos.
encounters, probably. I added a few typos included with the new tables of encounters. I added a boob here, the left one. There's no right boob for some reason, I don't know. So this chapter here is the only thing new is a couple of tables and the pictures. They aren't the same, obviously. These are photorealistic. The others were not. In this chapter, there's a very small change. These are the humans that live in Hatia, so men, real men, which divide themselves in tribes: the Africans, the Latinos, that can be knifers or binners, the Asians, who can be ninjas or not, the Armenian, which are furry,
Almost white.
yes, almost white, the Irish, who are also almost white and angry and drunk, the Italians, who are mobsters, the Greek, who are Greek, the Jews, who are Jews, obviously, the Russian, who are fierce and cry a lot and will fuck you up if they are angry, and now the white people. It starts with the rednecks, which have beards, and the Vikings, who also have beards, but are extremely manly. They're the most manly characters in Men because they are Vikings. And now the tribes that suck. Drive-through employees, the religious far right, Nazis, of course, the Nazis are terrifying. The douchebags and the Troons. The Troons are new. This is my addition into the lore of Men. Wild women are also a repetition of something.
And the man of
And
God.
now,
How is man spreading very much? I haven't noticed.
yes, yeah, the dude is man spreading. Of course, he man spreads like a king, like an emperor. Um, I corrected here. It was called Lagid for some reason. I don't know, but it should be Ligide, I guess,
Mhm.
because it's French. So Ligide, not La, is a man. Uh, I guess the images are much better than the first ones. The tips are also the same thing, and there's a new character sheet because this it's man rules, man but wretched at the same time. So we took a look at the book, at the inside of it. Um, then well, I hope that some people will be interested in this. People that didn't buy the first one because it was a
Oh, yes.
strange mechanics that they would have to learn.
The idea is that now people cannot say it's unplayable.
Yeah, yeah, this one is it has to be playable because it's OSR. So everything can be played in OSR. And even us, we were going to play this.
Yes.
Sylvia with who is a woman. Uh, she'll have
I'm
to
gonna be a
gain this.
feminazi.
No, she's
As
not
a
that.
game master, I'm gonna be
Oh, okay, yeah. And so we'll have an interesting experience of playing this uh, with one of our players that it will be
Yeah, we
perfect
need to
for
play
men.
this on the Sunday.
Yeah, it has to be. Uh, our Portuguese player must be present. This game was made for him. Well, it wasn't actually made for him, but it could have been made for him. Um, do you have something else to add?
No. Buy it.
Yeah,
Even
buy
if
it.
you already bought the first one.
Yeah, I
This
think
one has tunes.
it's a reason to buy it. It has runes and different rules. Uh, don't forget there's what should they
Contest.
call it? A contest. Yeah, you if you devise a message
Send
for
us a
our
Valentine for us to send to drive through, and you may win a copy of Man, Wretched Man.
yeah, Wretched Man. But if you bought Wretched Man already, maybe we can give you a copy
We
of
might,
Man,
yes.
the first one. Why not? So you can still buy it, and it will still be
We will give you
um,
something.
yeah, we'll still give you something. And I think that's it. That's it for today. So buy it. Bye bye.